Welcome back to Fast Market on the Schwab Network. I'm Diane King Hall alongside Kevin Hinks over at the CBO. Time now for our cash tag segment, taking a look at Reddit. For that, we want to bring in our next guest. We've got Andy Swan, co-founder of LikeFolio. They always come with the great data, sentiment data, showing what their channel checks look like. All right, Andy, so you've got some new data on Reddit. The stock is lower today, but it's been an outperformer year to date, up more than 40% this year. When I go on Google for different things, often Reddit comes up, and I've heard they have a relationship with Alphabet Google that prioritizes it, and I actually like it. I don't like to log in directly to Reddit. I like to see what's curated. What does their sentiment data show you about how it stands now, especially when you think about it compared to peers?
Yeah, Reddit is it's a gold mine of content. Google knows it, users know it, and advertisers are starting to figure it out. Reddit's new dynamic product ads, they just kind of rolled out. They're proving to be a real breakthrough. They've doubled advertiser ROI, and that's really allowed them to steal market share from other social media sites in terms of ad dollars. And so when we look at Reddit, the first thing we always check is web visits to their ad platform itself. So not the public-facing site, but the ad platform. And those are up 86% year over year, which is far outpacing Pinterest, TikTok, Snapchat, and Meta are all declining. And this is telling us that advertisers are really voting with their feet, shifting their dollars towards Reddit's tools. On the consumer side, platform visits growing 5% year over year, nothing spectacular. We think that the real story here is that Reddit has finally unlocked the value of its content, just like you're talking about, Diane. It's they're sitting on a gold mine, and they're starting to figure out how to deliver that gold to their advertisers, and advertisers are lining up to get in the game. And so we think Reddit has built a better mousetrap at this point, and ad dollars are shifting its way, and we don't see that changing anytime soon. Very bullish on Reddit.
Andy, there's some skeptics out there about Reddit, as you know, but they keep putting up big numbers, and I just get this feel. Now, you and I have talked a lot about these kinds of relationships. It feels like an On Holdings, Hoka kind of Nike relationship here, where these bigger companies like Facebook and these groups that Reddit has, they're like Facebook groups, but they're better organized. And It just seems like this smaller company is starting to get a real presence in this. Am I seeing that right? Because remember, On Holdings and Hoka did serious damage to Nike. I think the same thing might be happening here, Andy.
Yeah, I think so. Reddit was built to have conversations around specific topics, and so advertisers love to be able to really understand, who they're targeting in terms of that user's interests, and also where they're placing their advertisements, so that they know that their ad is showing up in a place where it belongs, where it can be part of the discussion rather than simply a distraction. And I think Reddit offers that capability to advertisers. The big difference here is that Facebook, Google, many of these were built at least in the second inning, third inning of the company. They started to be built for the advertisers, so they have been very effective and very efficient for advertisers for a very, very long time. Reddit, on the other hand, was built for users and for the content itself, advertising almost an afterthought. And so now that they're a public company, they're getting pressure to monetize, and they've been able to unlock extreme value by basically by producing what many might consider basic advertising technology for their advertisers to use. It's just their content is better and much better organized, so there's a significantly higher ROI to advertising on their platform than some of the others where it can be pretty sporadic.
It is, I think, the community aspect. When you go into Reddit, you're looking for, kind of a curated thoughts from different people on the topic that you're searching for. And personally, I do find their ads less intrusive compared to other platforms because it's, not right at the top of whatever you're searching for. But let me ask you this. I know you have fresh data on what impressions look like for Reddit compared to other social media sites. Obviously, TikTok has been top of mind recently. But tell us what you're noticing about the trends for Reddit compared to other social media platforms on impressions.
Yeah. In terms of web presence, Reddit growing 5% year over year. So it's not anywhere as explosive as TikTok's growth, but it's positive when you compare it to Facebook or Snapchat, which are both negative. And when we look at visits versus stock price, Reddit trends remain pretty much right in line with stock performance. So we think Reddit is fairly valued here, despite an extraordinary ramp up. We don't think that this is one of those bubble stocks, and it'll probably remain volatile for a significant period of time as they continue to roll out these new advertising technologies. But this is a really solid platform with a really solid user base that is extremely loyal and defends the culture of their communities very well. So it's a good place for advertisers to start spending more and more money, and the technology is finally there to allow them to do so.
All right. Thank you, Andy. Appreciate that insight and the latest data that you all have with your look across Reddit and the entire space. That's Andy Swan, co-founder of LikeFolio. Appreciate it. Now, for the trading perspective.